What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You already know who it is. It's your girl, your big sis, Ellie L. I'm in the building. L Vintage right here from the couch. Stage Left live on Top Class Radio, Facebook, and Stage Left the Facebook page. Look, we all over the place, man. Listen, I got to get this business out real quick, but I want y'all to just say what's up to my big brother over here, Tyree Lewis.
Hey everybody.
Hey, listen, we're going to get into it. God or guns, you got to make a decision. Let's talk about it. My name is Ellie LL Vintage, and we got to get this business out. First of all, going over to the Instagram page and click like, follow, and share at 609 Stage Left and Top Class Radio. You already know. And then going over to Facebook and do the same. Stage Left, follow, like, share. Stage Left and Top Class Radio. Yo, you can take us anywhere around the world. We like that Visa card. You know what I mean? Take us anywhere you want to be. And we like trips, okay? 95, 77, 71, you name it, we there. So, yo, listen, check this out. If you guys feel like you need some assistance, some help, anything, some love, you want us to shout you out, put it in the chat. Let us know you there so we can shout you out and tell you how much we love you. You the flyest audience because you rocking with the flyest station anywhere worldwide. Listen, Top Class Radio, the world's flyest radio station. And your girl Eliel, the world's flyest host. I ain't gonna stunt. I got this God of Guns on tonight. I'm rocking it tonight. You see me, bro?
Yes, looking good.
And I love the color. It just makes me feel so good. Y'all, so what's up? We're here with Tyree Lewis, curator and founder of God or Guns. It is a clothing line. Yes. And we talking lives. We're talking saving lives. We're talking the mentality of the streets. We're talking testimony, all of that good stuff. So y'all rock with us because it's going to be an interesting show. Listen, Tyree, I'm going to read your bio.
Oh
Okay?
man,
Yes, I am.
it's
I
kind of long.
believe in giving flowers. And tonight you're going to get yours, brother. You feel me?
I
So,
appreciate it.
it says, my name is Tyree Lewis. I am the owner of God or Guns. It's with God's grace and favor that I'm here because I have had my struggles. But the crazy thing is, those same struggles made me who I am today. So, who am I? Well, I hate to sound cliche, but West Philly is where I'm born and raised. As the youth say, the playground is where I spend most of my days. I had plenty of good memories and there, and although the area was tough and infested with drugs and violence, it was a normal thing to see if you weren't experiencing it firsthand. One thing I learned growing up is that the choices you make now will determine your future. As a youth, my parents had me in church, even sang on the choir. You got that woo 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 in you, brother. Until I was given the option about going. At the time, I decided to hang with my friends, chase girls, and made decisions that could have easily landed me in jail or ended up dead. Around that time, when I was 12, I was introduced to one of my brothers that was later gunned down within weeks of that meeting. Sad to say, that type of violence became a trend as it would not be the first time I would lose a loved one the same way. Approximately 15 years later, my other brother was murdered. After my brother was murdered, my best friend, also known as my father, was gunned down. As you can imagine, this tore me into pieces as a licensed gun owner. And as a licensed gun owner, I wanted revenge and had the tools and the licensed gun to get it done. In all honesty, I felt obliged to avenge my father, especially with the hood mentality of they can't or they take one of yours, you take one of theirs. Wow, brother. That said, I didn't want to kill the people responsible for my father's death. I wanted this to hurt them to the core, how they hurt me. So I planned to kill their parents, and the following morning, the night before I was going to commit this heinous crime, I cleaned my guns, visualized my next step until I dozed off. While sleeping, I had a dream. In this dream, I saw first man I wanted to kill at that time. God let me know that if I kill this man, I would be hurting my family. Even with that message, I still ask myself, do I agree with the message from God, or do I say forget that and use Go use my gun, hence the establishment of the company God or Guns. It started out as a clothing line, but the more I shared my story, the more I realized this could change lives, especially in today's society. So I now use God or Guns as an educational, inspirational, mentorship program where I talk to people about their choices and not letting a 15-second interaction get them 15 years to life in prison. Listen, I'm gonna post brothers bio so you can catch the rest. It's very intricate and it's very, very deep. Listen, brother, introduce yourself to the world. World, Tyree Lewis. Tyree Lewis is the world. Tell them more about yourself.
Hey, so Tyree Lewis. I grew up in West Philly, as you heard. I started God at Guns in 2020. I sound good?
Yes, you good, bro.
Started God at Guns in 2020, and that was during the pandemic. So, things were a little different, and the interactions were a little limited as well. But with the brand, I still needed to get it out there and get it in front of people.
Okay.
And it took for a friend of mine to force me to do a pop-up shop.
Wow.
And when I did this pop-up shop, it was in Trenton. It wasn't in Philly. Nobody knew me. And when I went out there in Trenton, they showed mad love. And that was like the first time that I actually shared my story with folks.
Wow.
And when I started seeing the impact that it was having, it's like, wow, I need to share the story a little more. So God of Guns, in short, it represents people that believe in a higher power, but struggle with their choices.
Wow.
But in length, like if you actually look at the word inside of the words,
Right.
God is spelled out of faith, hope, love,
Right.
patience, forgiveness, while the word guns is spelled out of violence, struggle, anger, hurt. So in a moment of adversity, I asked, what are you choosing, God or guns,
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, when I first got my shirt from you, shout out to this brother. He came out to our women's conference, New Shiloh Baptist Church and Community Life Center over here in the city, where the bishop and pastor is none other than Bishop Washington. Anyway, shout out to Bishop. We actually had our women's conference, and most of the time we have sister vendors, right? So this brother showed up, and the slogan alone caught me. But then I started staring at the actual letters, and I realized that you had all of the stenciling, the words
Yes.
in each letter, which is so dope. It's creative. And I implore your creativity, man.
Thank you.
But the message, when you first told me about the reasoning behind this, I was just like, man, I'm floored. So I'm grateful, number one, for God allowing you to see. Sometimes when he's given us something, sometimes we dismiss it real quick. You know what I mean? And we don't get an opportunity to go back. You feel? So I'm glad, I'm grateful that the Father allowed you that opportunity to go back and realize, this is not really what you want to do. Before you actually got into. So that's the blessing. You know what I mean? But the fact that you're standing, most of our brothers that dealt in gun violence, and I'm one that came from a family that had some issues as such as that, gun violence. We grew up around it. That's what we were. That's who we were. That's what we knew. And so most of the time we're losing loved ones by the minute, gunned down in craziness, and seeing all of that and witnessing all of that, and knowing that it's there is a trauma in itself. So thank God for your life, man, and thank God that you're still standing and strong.
Yes. Yeah, I thank God all the time just for allowing me not to be so stubborn, because at that time when I remember shortly after my pop had passed, just sitting on the block with a few people, and the conversation is the same, all we got to get these people, revenge is a must.
Yeah.
And then I hear people that's just like, don't do anything stupid. You know, the streets will take care of it. God will take care of it. And, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but when you're in a dark place, sometimes you don't want to hear that.
Right. True.
You know,
True.
you don't want to hear that. And then the people that's telling me, oh, God's going to make it right, or you need to have faith and all of this. It's just like, you're telling me to have faith, but you don't even tithe. Like, you don't have
Amen.
enough faith to
Listen, you
tithe in
speaking
church.
real. You
You know,
speaking real.
so I'm just happy that although they couldn't get through to me, God was still able to get through to me in the
Yes.
dream.
Come on, man.
You know, and I'm just happy that it impacted me the way that it did, because God is showing a lot of people like signs. He's
Yeah.
showing a lot of folks some signs. He's giving them the signs,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and they're not paying attention to it,
Nah.
or
That's a
they're
quick
purposely
dismiss.
ignoring it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm thankful and grateful, you know,
Right, man.
to still be here.
Now, let me ask you a question. In that period of time, and you said it was, it was a dark time, and I believe it, traumatizing, dark,
Mhm.
painful, and a lot of times you feel alone, and no matter who you're surrounded by, you feel alone. Now, what is it? Fast forward to today, right? And you run into family, and they bring those memories of your friends or your dad, your brother, so it's like, how is that now versus when it was then? Does it still hurt as much? Because I know over time, when we grieving over time,
Mhm.
it does slow, mellow down a little bit, but you still feel the ache and the yearn from it. So how are
Yeah.
you now?
So, I mean, to be honest, and for it to be years later,
Hmm.
it still isn't real to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I probably need to talk to somebody and probably not here, but you know, it's still not real in a sense.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, I
man,
still
listen.
feel like I'm waiting to wake up from a nightmare.
Yeah, I listen, man. Listen, that is one of the things that a lot of people run from. You still see you still see the visual, the nightmares. Still, those things are the parts that we don't talk about, that we hide.
Yeah,
And let me tell you something. This is a safe space for you. You're surrounded by nothing but love and power. So don't even worry
appreciate
about that.
that.
We got you 100, right?
Yeah,
And we have that connection. You're connected to me, I'm connected to you. We will always make sure we look out. You know what I'm saying? Just because a lot of times we need that extra shelter. You know what I
mhm.
mean? That extra fence. You know what I mean? Uh, um, that Jesus be a fence. We need that extra protection. So don't ever feel as though you're not alone. We
Yeah,
know you now. We're here with you. You're not alone in this
appreciate
anymore.
that.
So let's just, that alone, a lot of times we run from, because we don't want people to really know, and when we internalize, we're still fighting some of those
Hmm.
battles. You know what I mean? And there
Yeah, I mean,
lies your
it's
freedom, though.
yeah, no, I mean, and that's the truth. You know, while I still kind of, I guess, like having, I'm not going to say having faced it because I deal with it all the time, you
Yeah.
know, just from hearing a song or seeing a certain car ride by or just hearing like some of the older dudes talk. Like I get those flashbacks. I think of my pop all the time. Um, you know, but damn, I lost my thought.
Yeah, you good,
But
man.
I lost my thought. But it's, you know,
You were
I
saying
lost
you
my
think
thought.
of your you were saying that you think of your pops all the time. So I'm guessing, like, when those things start, you internalize, you visualize your dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do all the time. And then with me sharing my story, you know, I share my story so much and with so many people. I don't want to say that I'm desensitized. Like I guess maybe desensitized to the story,
Mm,
you know, but the feeling is still, you know, it still hits me. But I tell the story so much
right.
that it's kind of just like, you know, this is what it is. Like you won't see me sit there get teary eyed or anything as I'm telling the story now,
Yeah. Right.
you
Right.
know, because again, I do it so much.
Hmm.
Um, so I never want anyone to think that I'm not impacted by it because I'm able to sit there and tell that story. That's not the case at all. You
Absolutely.
know, just wanted to put that out there.
No. No doubt. No doubt. It's
Yeah,
that. It's that. Yo, I'm here. I still have a sense of grieving, but don't think. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You have to hold my hand through the process and all of
Yeah.
that. I feel you on that. And sometimes we just want to be just like, look, I'm good. Just please, you know. And so we're learning that space,
Oh man, boundaries, space. It's always needed
no doubt, man, no
for
doubt.
sure.
So let's talk about the
Mm.
mentorship part of this. So when you say you mentor young brothers and young brothers and sisters,
Oh, anybody that I can talk to, now when I
okay,
use the phrase mentorship, I'm using it more broadly. Like I'm still waiting on a couple of grants to come through
okay,
to really put or establish the mentorship program that I have in mind, that I have laid out. It's already written out, step, all of the different things that needs to be done. Just waiting on a grant or two to come through, because these things are costly. While I may want to do things with my own funds,
absolutely,
uh, the things that I want to do, I just need a little more back in there.
right, right,
Um, but yeah, so when I just talk to folks, you'd be surprised that I've talked to young kids. Is I think they might have been in the fifth grade,
okay,
and I shared my story with them. And because they're a little younger, you kind of break it down a little different, because the way I would talk to a grown person like yourself,
hmm,
it's not the way that I would share my story with a fifth grader. you
absolutely,
know but
absolutely,
the fact that I was able to share my story with a fifth grader and kind of talk to them about consequences that follow your choices, whether
yeah,
good or bad,
hmm,
and they understood, or they were able to sit there and say, hey, I lost my brother this way. I mean, it's sad, but they understand. And now, because they lost somebody, they might be able to actually listen to my story and say, well, I might be thinking of revenge, but maybe I'll just hold off on that. you know
I
I've
heard
talked
that.
to Yeah, and I've talked to some cats that were, they might have been about 16 to 18, like adjudicated,
Okay,
to a program. So the judge sentenced them or placed them there. It's either here or it's prison. They
man,
chose to
listen,
go to this establishment, and I was able to go there and talk to those guys.
okay, okay,
And just to get
that's
a
dope,
better
man.
understanding
Yeah,
of where their heads are, because some people think that, I'm a sucker. Like, man, you should have went it's their choice. That's what the brand represents, choices. I'm just trying to encourage folks to make a better choice.
absolutely. That's the empowering part about it, and
Yes.
um, and it's also it's empowering. It's exhausting, but it's exhilarating at the same time because you may not be able to. A lot of times we go in with the heart of trying to change the masses, but it may literally only be a few people, a handful of people who really,
Hmm.
really click and hear it and understand, the sense and sensibility behind. How about let's protect your heart and your mentality and your vessel versus you
Yep.
seeking that revenge. You know what I mean? And seeing the bigger picture. And that's first of all, your story is touching. Second of
Thank
all,
you.
when you reach out to people, your blessings come back in, man. So thank you for. We need more of that. We need
Yeah.
more of that
Thank you.
because gun violence is ridiculously crazy. I'm sure you already know because you up in Philly. So
Hmm.
I mean, listen, we all have family and friends, and I'm in Philly all the time, so it's like
Yeah.
you just never know when you got to be on your toes. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
So
sad because it's not even at one point. I think growing up, like you heard about all of the bad stuff
yeah,
at night.
right,
The
true.
bad things happened at night, or to the cats that were chilling on the corner. Um, but now, man, it's just. I think I
Yeah,
seen something on the news that yesterday, a lady just pumping gas, broad daylight,
yeah,
and
man.
they just coming up, and they shooting, but
It's like,
in
what are
that
we doing?
situation, I think she was able to have the drop on them. So but it's crazy, man. Like, it don't matter where, it don't matter the time. They're just
Prayer is
reckless.
effectual, brother. Prayer,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you, and it goes to really um, make sure that we're actually growing into the prayer warriors and the what we need to be because it is you never know when anything is going to happen now. it's okay. It's being normalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the gun violence, it's being normalized. The racism and terrorism
Hmm.
attacks, it's being normalized. Domestic violence. I was watching a replay of a gentleman that drove literally into a crowd of people. Like, what do we?
Yeah.
It's vastly becoming rampant, and as my mama would say, sin is getting crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we just stay prayed up, man. I believe in your structure. I believe in your gift, and I believe in your testimony, man. So these are the things that what we do. We produce and we share, and we make sure that we're not just sharing with our own people, but we're sharing outside the normalcy, um, because the more people that help, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
you were also stating that you were a small singer. You slightly got a little Luther in you. I mean, a
Not
little
at all.
Jason Nelson in you.
Not at all. You know what I mean? When I say I was on the choir, I mean, you talk about like 11 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, even back then, I probably didn't sound good, but they were still, encouraging me. Go ahead, baby. You, you don't have to
Grandma
have the
knew
best
she was
voice to sing
lying
on
to
the
us.
choir.
I used to
Yes.
why y'all let me embarrass myself? Do you
Yeah.
knew? You just go ahead and you was laughing at me though. I know it.
Yeah.
It was
For
cute. You
sure.
know what I mean? So hey man, that's how we get started, brother. That's how we get
Yes.
started. So
That
what's
ambition.
up next for brother Tyree?
So right now, well, it's a few things. Just launched the baseball jerseys,
Word.
customized baseball jerseys for folks. I haven't put it. I think I might have threw it on Instagram,
Okay.
for folks to see. But I'll have that on the website, godorguns.com,
Very
within the next few days. But what's next? I guess outside of like the clothing. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be doing pop-up shops wherever, whether I'm in Cherry Hill Mall, somewhere in Philly,
word, word.
down DC, wherever I travel, to get my brand out
I
there.
know that's right.
But yeah, but I'm actually we're gearing up to shoot our first like not commercial, but like short film, or like we're
Okay.
doing like a series,
Okay. Word.
about choices and consequences,
Choices and consequences.
and it's basically we're gonna take people from Philly,
Mm-hmm.
try to get some of the youth off of the street, or just get people off of the street, for a few hours, and work in a short series, see themselves on the screen,
Word. Word.
and it's going to depict, the choices and the consequences that follow, what they decide to do, because most people, when they hear consequence, they
Yeah.
think of something bad,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
but your choices can also have good consequences, and that's what this short series is going to show. Is going to show both sides of that coin,
Mm.
the good consequences, the bad consequences,
Okay.
and the reality of life. This is going to happen.
Absolutely.
What are you going to choose in that moment? So that's the first thing. I'll also be doing a short film with Dream Visions Productions, just about my story in a sense.
Mm.
And then I have the God or Guns movie,
Okay.
that I'm going
Let's
to be
go.
working with Jimmy DeSaint on,
Let's go,
later
man.
this year. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I am. I'm
You gonna be
excited, and
busy.
it all came from, me just being vulnerable enough to share
Absolutely.
my story with folks.
Absolutely, man.
So yeah, so I am. I'm blessed. People are visiting the website, godorguns.com. I just had a sale in Louisiana.
Okay.
This week alone, it was Louisiana, it was California, and Kentucky. I
Okay.
know not one person in any of those places, so
Listen,
that's a
man.
blessing.
Listen, what'd he say? The father said, I'm gonna enlarge your territory, brother.
Yes.
That's it. Follow the plan, man.
Yes.
Just follow through. All he needs you to do is show up, man. I'm,
Yes.
I'm excited about that. Hey, man, make sure I get. Listen, Tyreek, come here. Come closer, bro.
All right, what's up?
If we don't get our red carpet tickets, our VIP red carpet, we gonna show up and we gonna be the hecklers in the crowd. Stage left. Nah, I'm kidding, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that. That's gonna
I
be
appreciate
dope,
that.
man. That's phenomenal. I applaud you.
Thank
Number
you.
one, because again, even with consequences and choices, you're using the good of those to, to show that, look, you can make it out. You can do
Yeah.
all of these things if you just trust the process, trust God's process, and keep pushing. Like we were having this conversation not too long ago about being stagnant. You know what I mean?
Mm. Oh, I hate it.
You start at one level and you just stay there. You don't branch out anywhere else. I applaud you for branching out, bro. I really
Thank
do.
you.
And that was actually going to be the next thing I asked you. Like, are you writing a book, or is there a book, a series, or something coming? And you already answered that, man. So I'm
Yeah.
excited, man.
I just can't stay in one spot. I mean,
Yeah.
I hear, depending on who you're talking to, some would look at that as an issue where I can't stay still. Like I feel like I gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, it's just kind of like, yo, you have to keep moving.
Absolutely.
If you get stagnant, like it's eventually that. It's no way for me to just stay in one point. Like I just launched Cool Kids. That's
Okay.
my the kids line for
Yes,
God of
man.
Guns, and it's run by my 12-year-old.
Okay.
He does the pop-up shops with me, and he makes the shirts right there in front of people.
You know what? I did see that.
Yeah.
That. I definitely saw
Yeah,
it.
so that right there, that's another way for me to branch off, and have him, come behind me and do it. I mean, and he has like me all in him when it comes to the personality or just like the selling of his merchandise,
Yeah.
introducing himself.
Okay.
Once you take them nerves off, it's
Yeah.
fine. You got to get
The
pushed
nerves.
into it, but once he got pushed into it, he was fine. But yeah, so that's one thing that I'm doing, and then the movies, the short films, those are the other things that I'm doing, and I also have some other things that I don't want to speak on just yet.
Yeah. Hold those.
But I
hold those
have them
gems.
written down.
Good, man.
You
That's
know,
what's
so as
up.
long as you have them written down, God's going to take that plan and go further and beyond, of what I have written right there and what I expect. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I can't stay stagnant.
Word. They always tell me I got that grown up ADHD. I'd be like, but I'm still moving. I'm still moving. Yeah, that's how I
Seriously.
am, man. I gotta be having like 100 million things going on at one time, but it's my mind is fishing and filling in different things. You know what I mean? As a creator, content creator, as a creative period, whether you're entertaining or clothing, your mind will always keep flushing through and moving.
And do
So
you think that can, part of me does think that can be a negative thing. Like when I'm just sitting down
yeah,
and it's time to just chill,
yeah,
I can't
it's
just
hard.
chill because it's just like, wait, I think maybe a few weeks ago, my wife and I, we went to Mexico. And while we're over there, I'm like, so listen, we got to go and get X, Y, and Z. And I want to do this. And she's like, can we just not talk business at all?
I am she. I do get in trouble for that, bro.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be relaxing. Okay, all right, you're right. So
You're supposed to be, but when when you come back, like vacations are a break from reality.
Yeah,
The thing is, you still got to come back to it.
we're there.
And me personally, when I come back to it, I much rather have things in order.
Absolutely. I feel you.
I look at it as the way I run things. It's kind of like organized chaos. There's so much happening up there, but it's organized. I know where I need to be, what I need to do. But at times it can cause an issue because even when I'm just trying to relax, I'm not relaxing because I'm sitting here thinking about the next thing.
Yes. Thank you
So.
so much, man. You listen to the coolest audience out there. If you did not just hear everything this brother just said, you better go back and fast forward and rewind. We're not clipping anything. There'll be no cliff notes tonight, okay? So make sure you get a pen and a piece of paper and make sure you write down as much as you can when you go back and view. Share it, everybody, please. Brother Tyree has an amazing testimony and he's sharing it with the world, and we want to make sure we pay homage to that. And Tyree, do you have a way people can donate to
Oh yeah,
the
they
program?
can actually go on godorguns.com. That is my website, and at the top there's actually a button that says donate.
Okay.
And when people click donate, it actually goes directly to our efforts for the film,
Wow.
the short series.
Okay,
And I
cool.
literally just finished that, like, GoFundMe or whatever the platform is,
Right,
like
right.
a few days ago. So
I love it,
if
man.
people can go on there, donate, is greatly appreciated.
Right.
It won't be it'll be used. Let's say that. I'm trying to
Absolutely.
take these cats off the streets and really get them involved. Um, and this stuff isn't cheap.
I know that's right,
You know,
man.
it's not cheap.
I know that's
So
right. Hey,
yeah,
I'm asking God to bless you like the loaves of bread and the seven fishes. Just
in
break
the
it
sense,
up.
yeah,
Do it, Jesus. Yo,
yes,
man, listen, your vision is amazing, and I'm really asking the Father to really bless you and see overabundance, man. God can do it. He will do it. And stay steadfast, man, and humble. I love your humility, and we appreciate who you are and whose you are. You feel me? And
thank you.
we every show we set an intention. I forgot to set it earlier, but tonight we're gonna say be intentional about your choices and
Mm,
consequences, good or bad. Be intentional about them. If you make, you have to for the other side of the consequence, boy. But if you trust God, He'll get you through that process, and it may not be the way you expected it to turn out. It may be better than what you expected. You feel me?
come on,
So,
come on.
listen, man, I need my
Listen,
baseball
I'm going to
jersey.
take that clip right there and put that on my website. Seriously, I love that.
Word, man. Listen,
I
you know
do.
I
Be
can talk for
intentional about
years.
your choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Be intentional about your consequences and your choices. It's
Yes.
serious, man. And I'm gonna need my baseball jersey too. I'm gonna go on and order it, but I like to have it signed like a Mitchell and Ness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you
Oh
for
man.
sure.
But we appreciate you. We thank you for accepting our invitation. We looking
No,
forward
thank
to
you.
all of the great things that you got going on, and then some. Your overabundance, your overflow. Please tell everyone how to follow you, and we're gonna let you close out, brother.
Oh man, they can. Well, first, let me just say thank you. For this invite and just to be a part of this platform. A lot of times you meet people and it's like, oh yeah, we got to connect. We're gonna link up, and it's just the okay, yeah, cool. And it actually happened.
Yeah,
Now it might
word.
have happened a few months later, but I still appreciate
Yeah, no
you
doubt,
just not
man.
even forgetting me, and us making this happen. So thank you. For
Absolutely,
the
brother.
folks that are interested in following me, they can catch me on Instagram at God or Guns Clothing,
Mm.
or I guess like the handle. I'm still not as Instagram savvy as I need to be, but
It's
it's the
coming.
@ God _ guns. So God or Guns Clothing, or they can put in the @ God _ guns.
Word.
On Facebook is God or Guns Clothing. Anybody that need to email me, feel free to go on the website and just click contact. That email comes directly to me. If we need to set up a call, do some bulk orders. If people have questions about the baseball jerseys and want to place several orders, different colors, I personalize them. So,
Word.
while I may only
Whew,
on the
it's
website, I may
coming.
only put green, yellow, and white, or red and white, or black and white, or purple, yellow, whatever it is. If you have special colors, just let me know and I'll send you the different options,
Okay.
what the last name should be,
Ooh.
and we'll make it happen. I get it to you within 10 days.
See? That's what I'm
So,
talking about. And on
yes.
the fly.
Yeah.
It ain't coming from across seas, people, okay? They
Yeah.
take like 2 and 3 months. They tell you
Yeah.
90 days, and it turned out to be 9 months. You'd be like, I forgot all about this thing.
Yeah. By the time
Word.
you get it, it don't fit no more.
Oh, listen, Jesus, you have to do it, okay? Listen, everybody, we appreciate you. Shout out to my guy, Top Class Radio, and It's the Pilot. We doing big things over here at Stage Left. Y'all better stay tuned. Stay tuned like Looney Tunes, because if you don't, you might miss Daffy Duck and them. That's my crew. Listen, I ain't gonna tell you about that, okay? Y'all know I'm wild. Shout out to Tyree Lewis, Got Our Guns clothing line, soon to be film, soon to be production. It's gonna be dope. Y'all better go follow my brother because he's doing some great things. And don't forget, click, like, follow, share all his pages And support, please. Donate, support. If you can't support any of the clothing, just go donate. We'll make sure he'll make sure it gets to where it needs to go, right? Peace and
Yes.
blessings, everybody. We love you. We out.
Peace.